Nothing is achieved if we try to consume it all at once, whether it's food, medicines, or for that matter, even words or language. We need to have a systematic approach in achieving our learning objectives. Vocabulary, 7 days, 7 words. That's the challenge that I have for you. Why don't you watch this video and learn these 7 new words, and surely you should adopt them in your language to ensure effective and impressive communication skills. Words. Words help us express our thoughts, and we should definitely opt for good choice of words if we wish to impress our audience, or for that matter, feel confident about our communication skills. A wise one said, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." I would say, one new word per day definitely keeps language challenges at bay. There you go, the very first word for you. At bay means something that you can keep at a distance, away, or at arm's length. I used it in a sentence. A word per day or a new word per day keeps language challenges at bay, which means at a distance or at an arm's length. Let's take one more example to understand this better. If we intend to make good friends and have good company around us, be surrounded with people who are positive, then it is important to keep negative people or people who are often engaging in distressing talks at bay, at arm's length or away. So we now learned the very first word of for this particular week. So in our 7 days, 7 words challenge, the next word that we will learn will be miniature. Miniature means the mini version of something, or something that looks exactly like something else but is probably a smaller version of it. Okay, we can also take a very good example. Let's take the example of the monument Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal, which is there in India, Agra, is definitely a phenomenal site to visit. And if people want to own a piece of it, often they carry back with them a miniature monument which they can easily, use as an artifact and carry a piece of the Taj Mahal or own a piece of the Taj Mahal. Miniature can also be best explained by people who, by kids who look or resemble their parents. Let's take the example of my son. Arjun, people say, is a miniature version of me. So, miniature means something that is small and possibly identical to the original. Resilient. Resilience or resilient is definitely a great quality to have. It can be best explained by thinking of a rubber band. When we stretch a rubber band, there are two things that can happen. Either it can snap, under the pressure that it has been put through, or it can regain its original form and shape and bounce back. Resilience is that very quality. So think of a human being. When put through a stretched situation, when an individual goes through tough times, his resilience is tested. He can snap under pressure, or he can possibly bounce back with greater rigor and regain his original form, shape, and possibly his original success by withstanding the pressure and being resilient. So there you go. This is a very important quality to have, and definitely a new word that you can learn and adopt. The fourth word for this week is deplore. Deplore essentially means something that you condemn or something that you completely disapprove of. Let's take what's happening around us in this world today. It's a war-torn world, isn't it? If we look in any direction, we can see people are at each other's necks, okay, and there is violence all around us. So basically, any individual should deplore all forms and kinds of violence. Basically, disapprove or strongly condemn. The word is deplore. Anyone you know who's sincere can also be called as diligent. That's your next word. Diligent or diligence is a very good quality to have. It essentially means that you are sincere for a cause or sincere towards your craft. So let's take the example of your co-workers or people who are, possibly working with you, and think about them, and you will definitely identify that one person who is absolutely committed to their work, and that person can be called as a diligent individual, somebody who's sincere to their craft. In the long run, continuous consumption of junk food will be detrimental for your health, or heavy exposure or to any gadget will surely be detrimental to your eyesight. There you go. Detrimental is something that will have a negative impact on something else. So it is not good for you, and so effectively it is detrimental for you. Try this word in our comment section with some interesting sentences. Malicious, something that is evil, sinister, or possibly something that could maybe make your environment absolutely toxic. Normally, we should try to keep at bay people who have malicious intent, or it is important to identify who holds good intentions for us, or possibly who has malicious, evil, sinister intent in their heart for us. Okay, so this is a very interesting word which is an alternative for evil. The word is malicious. So 7 days, 7 words challenge. Why don't you go ahead and try a sentence for each of these words in the comment section? I'll be happy to look at them for you and definitely share my responses. This method of systematic learning is like a systematic investment plan, but in your learning objectives or learning goals. So go ahead, practice the 7 days, 7 words challenge.